So yeah, both of us have done a lot of rowing. I think you've done a lot more rowing than I have, Andy.
Rowing is rowing.
It is, but it does take us out into nature. And I don't know about you, one of the things that I've loved about rowing is actually being out on the river, surrounded by, actually in London, a surprising amount of nature. I'm always, so I row from Chiswick up towards Richmond usually.
Yep.
And on a Sunday morning, sort of early in the morning, I've often been just astonished by the amount of wildlife that I've seen.
Same for me. I grew up in the Yorkshire Dales, grew up around nature. When I started rowing, I connected with that marine environment, but in a very different way. And I think through my performance career, I've always yearned to kind of get back to a more base level of engagement. And, there are very few events which actually really do that, certainly to the same degree as this event. And that's what really excites me, is actually, it is just at the basics a rowing event. Yeah, we've got oars, we've got a boat, go around the course. But, what this can achieve with the science, the difference of how we're building the crews, everything, it feels remarkably groundbreaking.
It's a race with a purpose. 2,000 miles around the UK coastline.
Our oceans are the front line against climate change. So as the world is getting warmer, we need the oceans to be at their best. But the power of this project is the combination.
Collecting invaluable scientific data, microplastic sampling, eDNA, sound, water temperature and salinity.
As we're starting to build this, the boat race partnering with us, which obviously just takes it to a whole new level. For LYR and Active Row, to actually use this as a platform to inspire potentially thousands of kids from around the country, actually how accessible rowing can be. I think that for me is just, hugely empowering as a rower.
And what it would be great is to be able to really build on the work that you've done there, and then also be able to actually bring in some really tangible science as well to these kids. I think I certainly felt in school myself, everything you learn feels quite abstract and disconnected from the sort of real world and things that are relevant to you. So hopefully we can use this as an opportunity to make some of these connections and make things feel really real and relevant. The things that get me really excited are where I see different strands coming together to tell a much more holistic story about what's going on and why it's important to people and why people should care. So I really hope that's the sort of message that we can get out there, and particularly working through some of the partners that we've got who can help sort of amplify that message to different groups.
Yeah, for LYR and myself, where does performance and the objective of how fast you get to the finish line sit with actually building a team from very different people? I've always said rowing's a very powerful sport, and I think we'll discover what that really means here.